All right, good morning, everybody. Welcome to the pregame show, where we spend a few minutes warming up. My name is Jason. I'm filling in for Lori today, who is traveling to Colorado for the Chart Guys meetup. Something that we try to do every other, well, we try to do it every year, but there was a little bit of a pandemic that occurred. You guys probably remember it. That really disrupted a lot of the flow for everybody, right? Flow disruption was the name of the game for the pandemic. But hey, we're back at it. And we are doing the meetups. This one's in Colorado. Unfortunately, I couldn't attend myself because I'm in the middle of a move. And going to Colorado when I am supposed to be helping my wife pack up our entire universe, it was a hard sell. So I decided to stay here and help everybody out. But on the upside, I get to spend a little extra time streaming with you guys, and I do enjoy doing that. So we're going to get started here in about 5 minutes to do the actual show. If there's a couple ticker requests, I'd be happy to take a look at those to get the old technical mind working and flowing. It's 5:25 a.m. on the West Coast. I don't know how Lori does it every day. She's up at 3:30 in the morning doing the pregame show, and it's incredible. I got up at 4. I don't know how she does it. Anyway, today we have a PCE core data in about 5 minutes. If you're on the trading view, you can grab that data and watch it come in here with the economic calendar tool. You can populate and watch that flow in. Essentially what we want to see is the number come in as an actual 0.2 to show us that there is just a little monthly tick down in inflation. The reason we want to see that monthly tick down in inflation is because at the FOMC meeting on Wednesday, Powell was asked very directly, are you going to raise interest rates again? And he did not say yes. He said, well, it depends on the data. And he really emphasized the data. So that's what people are watching. So essentially what we want to see is efficacy of the policy, which means inflation numbers coming down with 2 CPIs coming up before then. And if the numbers are coming down, it increases the likelihood of a pause, which the market should like. So paying attention to that data coming in here in about 4 minutes. Now, do we have a ticker request? Bros, absolutely. I'm a big fan of bros, so it's hard to not have a bias on this one. And I do have a long position in it. Okay, so bros. Automatically, you're loading up this chart and you're seeing the big green day on Wednesday, and we gave up pretty much everything yesterday. And that is not a huge surprise, given the fact that yesterday we had the first time in quite a long time where all of our sectors were grinding lows together. Now, what that means for us is we need to, I'm going to touch on this a little bit more with actual show starts. It depends if yesterday was a sort of a one-off event, or are we going to see some major consolidation start and lose some key daily levels? Volume up a little bit. Well, my mic is really close. What do you think, guys? Night Truck, how's the volume? I can crank it up a little bit, but it might just be your own setting too. If Night Truck says the volume's good, because this guy listens to every single stream, I think, then we're going to stick with what we got, because I don't want to fiddle with settings. Anyway, here is my daily range. I use these trend lines and these channels to look at patterns of behavior. And really, despite the big green day up and despite giving it all back yesterday, we have a daily support here. So we had a daily downtrend. We knocked out a lot of resistance, knocked down a lot of support. As long as bulls can stay above our 2804 level, they're going to have ourselves a new daily uptrend. Thank you, Night Truck. I appreciate it. And thank you. Who was it who asked for the volume? Jane Hammond. I appreciate that too. All right. We're going to bump it up a little bit till I get into some yellow. Okay. How's that? A little bit better? This is why we start a little bit early. Cranked up the gain. All good. I can move the mic like into my face. It's a large mic though, so we're gonna have to do some customization to the face too. Thank you. Okay. So yeah, a lot of bros. Basically, I'm going to pretend the last 2 days didn't happen, and I'm going to look for bros to try to set a higher low over 2803. It's really dependent today on the SPY daily lows and the QQQ lows. So we're going to be watching those very particularly and get a better read on what's happening with bros and basically everybody else a little bit further on in the show. But not loving the fact that we gave up so much of those gains yesterday, and really just looking for a bit of a relief bounce. And then we're going to be looking for long positions in the area of our trend line, assuming that the market is going to treat yesterday as a complete one-off. If we see further consolidation, bros is not positioned well to absorb that blow. And we would look for a trend break and then a lower low under 2803. Volume's low, so don't wake the kids. You know what? I don't think anything could wake them. Unless it was Saturday. They have some sort of built-in detection system so that they can recognize when it's a weekend, when I actually don't have to get up at 4, and then they're up at 4. I don't get it. But it's a skill. All right, PCE data should be released pretty much now. Where'd you go? All right, we're going to go to investing.com because it's not going to release all of our information for us or hide it on us. Let's see, where did you go? Maybe someone posted it in the chat for me. Thank you, Lori. Lori also messaged me the volume is low. Okay, that's the thing, you guys. I'm filling in for Lori, right? She's traveling. Right now, she's in the Chart Guys chat room, just dumping in information into the general chat. Night Truck, I can do some close talking for you. This is for you, buddy. But yeah, she's on vacation, guys, and she's still helping out. That's amazing. Okay, I'm trying to find this core data, and I don't know what happened to it. It's disappeared on me. If someone could post it, where is it? Not released yet? No, it's not populating on TradingView. Oh, there it goes. Actual. No, that's June. All right, we'll check back in. Thank you, guys. 0.2. Excellent. Top-notch work. I don't know what the heck happened to... Oh, you know what? Was it just a user error? I was just a big dummy and scrolled down too far. You know what? That's pretty much on point for me, I think. Excellent. Okay, so that's a check mark for data being supportive of a rake pause. We need a lot more of that type of data. We need all of it to line up. But what we're going to do is we're slowly accumulating this type of sentiment and this type of data. It is going to further contribute toward the sentiment for a rate pause on our next meeting. All right. Lori is a legend and a workaholic and can't stop. Thank goodness, though, because she's become such a backbone for the Chart Guys community. Okay, welcome to the pregame show. My name is Jason. I got some big shoes to fill. You guys know that. You're here every morning. What we're going to do is take a look at our major indices, get an idea of what we're going to be expecting and what the key things are to be watching for today. We're going to go through some of our regular names. And that's probably going to be the next 20 minutes or so. Then the Dins is going to be doing the morning show inside the Chart Guys community. I might do a midday show, but I'm going to definitely do the afternoon show at the end of the day. Okay, so what is the big ticket items that we need to be paying attention to today? As we know, yesterday saw a pretty significant red day. We saw balance for the duration of the day. We saw a huge shift in volume and news, and then we saw all of our sectors dropping at the first time, or dropping together for the first time in a long time, which means we need to be paying attention to the possibility of daily support levels being lost for the first time in a long time. So for SPY, what we're going to be watching is 451.44. If that level breaks, daily consolidation is underway. Look where our EMA 12 is, very close to us. As long as bulls are above the EMA 12, they're going to be in okay shape. I don't want to say great shape, but they're going to be in okay shape. We've been above that EMA, grinding overbought conditions, and finally something tripped yesterday that said, okay, it's time to take a break. Let's not be rotating anymore. A little bit too hot. Hotter. What would Lori say? Something like hotter than a tuna at sunrise. And then it would need to pull back. So if we lose 451.44, then we're going to be in a little bit of trouble. Okay, daily consolidation will be underway. And if we go to the Qs, we have a similar situation where yesterday we saw a daily lower high. So we're going to be watching the low of yesterday, this morning, If that breaks, then we are going to be looking for 374.34 to be the daily lower low following a lower high, thus bringing in daily consolidation and the first daily downtrend in a little while for the Qs. So those are the major things that we're going to be watching for this morning. Do we lose the key daily support levels, kicking off some further daily consolidation and loss of EMA 12 on the Qs? Excuse me, on SPY. That's what I want to. That's not what I want to see, but what I'm going to be paying attention to. In the meantime, we have some pretty aggressive higher opens. So SPY is shaping up to see a bit of a relief bounce being built into this morning. So the bulls are pushing up on relatively low volume, and a lot of names are following this. But we need to be cautious here because this is buying us a little bit of breathing room, but we can look for hourly lower highs here as well. So if SPY is coming up to set an hourly lower high under 459.55, that builds for us the idea of a high, higher high, and a lower high, thus bringing in the evil ghost of bearish power. So some people call that a head and shoulders. I like to have a little bit of fun with it, but that's what we're going to be cautious about. So if we set a lower high, and a lot of names are going to be looking for this big red day relief bounce short opportunity, then our short opportunities are going to be hourly lower highs with the expectation of bears really wanting to drive home their ample opportunity test for key lows of yesterday. So aggressive bulls, aggressive bears are going to be stocking these hourly lower high entries. And then cautious bulls, who should be cautious at this point, are going to see how far down can they get to yesterday's low, can they break daily consolidation, and then do the bulls need to change their orientation a little bit. Now remember, we have not lost the daily uptrend yet on SPY. It sure feels like we could, but we haven't yet. So let the bulls be bulls, let the bears try their attempt, but right now we know what we need to be watching for these key levels, all right? Yeah, we did gap up yesterday, Christian. That was a little bit of across many names, we saw that failed breakout and reversal. So that's why we're watching for that relief bounce, that exhaustion to the downside, bulls getting that little bit of hourly lift up in the pre-market where it's easier for them to get that job done, and then for the bears to drive home again, thus giving us those hourly lower highs. All right, so if we go look at the NQ side of things, there's that little bit of relief bounce moving into the mid-range of yesterday, going to the hourly time frame. That's what we want to look for. A high, higher high, lower high. So one of the things we can do is watch the 15-minute trend. On the open, do we lose 15-minute EMA 12? Do we lose 15-minute higher lows? And after that, do we see lower highs on volume, thus giving us a nice little level to consider as a 15-minute top and an hourly level from which to pull back. On the ES side of things, similar situation. Looking at another way for our evil ghost. And on the hourly time frame, where there's our climb up after hitting back, after hitting back burner oversold. Again, looking for any sign of weakness on the 15-minute time frame. Remember, it's easy. We can only predict different scenarios. The market is going to do what it wants to do, so we need to plan for both sides. It's possible, I think it's less likely, that we just continue to climb back up to get to yesterday's highs. So I am going to be looking for shorter positions. I'm going to look basically for reverse backburners. And there are a couple names that are well positioned to the upside, like extended, that are going to be prime for that. We'll get to that toward the end. I'm taking too much time here. On YM in the daily time frame, key levels 35,348. Lose that. We have our first bit of daily consolidation, then EMA 12 right underneath there. Again, you see a little bit of a relief bounce moving into the mid-range of yesterday's candle, looking for hourly lower highs. Watching the 15-minute time frame for any signs of weakness. Right now, bulls able to retake 15-minute trends, pushing up into overbought territory. And the Russell. The Russell is, if you watch my afternoon shows, Friday I do a weekly wrap-up. I cover what I'm looking for longer term. And one of the things I was watching for last week was for our Russell weekly levels to come into an area of resistance. So we're looking for a big old range to develop. We've done it twice now, so it's a possibility for a third time. And we correlate that with a change in the SPY QQQ's daily strength. And then we are looking for this to be a reversal pattern, and we'll see how it plays out today, what a candlestick actually looks like. But starting to see a little bit of shaky ground, a higher high with no follow through, a low, looking for a daily lower high. Again, following the hourly trend, bulls strong in the pre-market, fine. What do you do when the real volume starts to come in? Looking for 50-minute higher lows now. Okay. You with me so far? I hope so. Of course you are. You get way better information every morning with Lori. Big shoes. Very big shoes. Let's go look at gold. So gold on the weekly time frame is looking at it. Well, it is in a downtrend, looking for a weekly lower high here. This weekly candlestick broke our lows of last week. So we have a daily downtrend and we're looking for daily lower highs. And again, similar situation, hourly bulls in control, looking for a reversal. Excuse me. And weakness. So if we lose the hourly uptrend, we're going back to the daily and say, okay, we got a daily lower high set and we're going to be on track for a weekly test. Or I should say a weekly lower low. Quickly jumping over to nat gas, a little bit stronger. Oh, I lost my oil. Thank you for watching, AO. On the natural gas futures, a little bit stronger. We got our daily higher high, and we can see a little bit of volatility expanding with the larger candlestick. So small opening up the range and volatility. We are looking for a daily higher low over 251.11 because we have broken to new daily highs, buying us a little bit of breathing room, and we can watch the hourly time frame to see if there are any changes. And hey, you know what? Got ourselves an hourly low, lower high, higher low, higher high, bulls in control. And then we got some resistance in the area of $2.20. That always throws me. I'm not sure how to say it. $2.72. We'll try that. So go back to the daily. All right, looking for that daily higher low. Good. Hourly trend. Great. Let's try to, well, aggressive bulls are going to try to get that hourly higher low. Thank you, Lori. Thank you for doing this every morning. I remember, this is so long ago, Lori, Lori and I had a meeting, right? And she's like, you know what? I think we should do like a public show in the morning and see if we can get some new friends. And that was like over 2 years ago now, wasn't it? The time just keeps going by, man. And look what the show's become. So many of you guys watch regularly. I watch almost every morning. And I see a lot of names that I recognize. And it's cool to have like another little community on top of the Chart Guys community that does a pregame show. Right? Yeah. All right. Bitcoin, daily time frame. Not a lot of love here. And not a lot of interest either on my part. Weekly time frame is trying to set weekly higher lows. The chart is kind of janky. We hit our EMA 12 on the weekly, fine. The bulls just haven't really done much with it. And we are in a daily downtrend. I'm losing my voice. Maybe it's all that emotion. It sounds like it. Bitcoin. Yeah. I don't know what to tell you. It's not a very attractive chart. There's not a lot for me here. We are seeing the daily downtrend, and it's just really not that interesting. Sorry if you like to trade the cryptos. There's probably funner things to do. When the market is doing what it did yesterday, and you're looking at the crypto, I'm not going to spend much time on the crypto, right? The whole market's telling you, oh, goodness. Excuse me a second. Whoa. Whole market's telling you that it wants to go in one direction, and Bitcoin's like, I don't know, man. Maybe we'll just hang out for a bit. So not a lot of direction on the Bitcoin. We have daily lows, possible, and I'm using air quotes here. You can't see that. Bear flag, not a lot of faith in either way, but we are looking for an overall slow direction. Oh, I like this new arrow I found. Overall direction to the downside. Can that be a big old flag on a larger time frame? Hey, man, if you want to use your imagination, you can do it. Because what? We got a weekly higher low. That's what we're looking for. Okay. Tamazon, you were there. That voice, Tamazon, I would recognize it anywhere. And I hope to one day hear it in the wild. And I'll be like, you were Tamazon. And you'll be so confused and alarmed because you'll have no idea what's happening. Okay. Let's go check out some of the regulars. So Apple is still a lead bull. Look where it is. Yesterday doesn't appear to be very much at all, right? Is it a lower high? Sure, but we still have a daily uptrend. We are still a ways away from our 191.23 level. We still have EMA 12, and we have a pretty aggressive higher open. So all eyes are going to be on EMA 12. Do we close under it? And do we break our 191.23? So this is going to be a big canary in the coal mine? Yeah. For overall weakness. Apple is such a huge component of the market that if it is staying up and staying strong, then a lot of the names are going to be looking to Apple for confidence. So higher open, great. What are we looking for? Well, ultimately, we are going to be looking for hourly lower highs, given the fact we've lost 193.19, and then we're going to give bulls opportunity to build an hourly higher low above yesterday's low. So pretty much every name with a big red day yesterday and a low yesterday that is below our opening price, we're going to be paying attention to. Do we defend that level? Are bulls interested in staying above yesterday's close? When those start to break down, then we start to think about further consolidation and loss of daily uptrends in a lot of our names. Again, Apple has a little bit more room than the average bear. I shouldn't say average bear. The average ticker, 191.23, is the critical level for the bulls right there. But really, opening in a very, well, across the board, SPY, opening mid-range. Very confusing, right? We need to wait. We need to establish some trends and keep an eye on our internals for a little bit of guidance. They're pretty useful for telling us when things shift. They were all in balance yesterday, and then we saw a big shift in the Qs, and then we saw a significant move to bear trending territory. Okay. What do we got? Netflix, pretty bearish name. Again, opening higher. All eyes on yesterday's close. We're already in a daily downtrend. And we got a little bit of a double bottom area of support. So very aggressive bulls will be stocking this. But you know what? Ultimately, we are looking for hourly lower highs on Netflix. We're already in an hourly downtrend. So it's one of those names that is positioned well to benefit from hourly downtrends. And speaking of names who are positioned well to benefit from further weakness, we have a couple of names. I don't want to say Queen of the Mountain because that is Lori's game. But if we're going to see more consolidation on SPY and QQQs, names like BA, which have been up on strength and have a lot of opportunity for short-term profit taking, could stand to benefit. We saw a quick turn on BA yesterday with a 5-minute EQ. Daily consolidation is likely, again, opening in the mid-range. So looking for hourly lower highs. That'll be high, higher high, hourly lower high with a limited area of support and minimal scaffolding built up. MU, similar situation, gap up into overbought territory, indecision yesterday. And we're going to be looking for possibility of further weakness. Now, these work only if the market is going to see further daily consolidation, because independently, they're positioned pretty well, right? They're very strong names. What I'm looking for in these cases is for the market to be heavy, to drag down, and for the bulls who are very excited about their positions in BA and MU start to consider taking their profits, selling into the bid, and then having MU and BA being dragged down, having been so far extended away from the mean of the market that they need to accelerate in order to catch up to it and to reach a little bit more of a safe position. Does internal pre-market matter? There's no such thing. To my knowledge, there's no internal pre-market. If there is, there'd be such little data that it wouldn't be particularly useful. You know, maybe you can make it. I don't know. I've not run into it. Not needed. I've tried to make a lot of synthetic internals data sets for different sectors, and it's just not worked out. Another big name that saw some red, XLF, very close to a daily double top. Again, big sell, lots of room for daily higher lows. EMA 12, a little bit of a relief bounce. So backburner oversold into EMA 26. Again, one of these names, we're going to be very cautious about hourly lower highs And bulls are not giving up yet, but this is the greatest opportunity the bears have had in a long time. So if we lose 15-minute trends on volume, we're likely to be looking at hourly lower highs regardless of what happens. And then we're going to look for the strength on hourly higher lows to follow. If they fail to set hourly higher lows above yesterday's close, then, my friend, we have some daily consolidation that is going to probably bring us to our EMA 12 at a minimum. Okay, what's in the middle of the range? Looking for hourly trend changes, and we're going to look for those to be set by the 15-minute time frame. Going to be looking for ideally early bulls to get into overbought territory, pull back, set 50-minute lower highs, and then change the trend. So much is up in the air right now. If you are confused about what's happening, that's fine. That happens a lot. Remember, the clearest setup that we have today is, can we maintain 451.44 on SPY to defend that level? If we lose it, daily uptrend is lost and daily consolidation under EMA 12 is underway. On the Qs, we're going to be watching very closely for the loss of 375.31. If that is lost, we have a daily lower high, and we're likely to test the 374.34 level, which is the daily higher low in our uptrend. Lose that, we have a daily downtrend on the Qs. All right. I think that's more or less our morning, guys. Couple requests? Sure, let's do it. The TUP I see popping up here. And I'm sorry if you've got other requests. I'm just seeing what I got on the screen. Tupperware? Did my mom buy more Tupperware? What happened here? That's crazy. All right. First of all, context. Not loving this chart. All right, so it doesn't matter what it's called. We've got ourselves a big weekly surge of volume. I don't know what's happening here. Ultimately, it doesn't matter a whole lot. Bulls are in control, and I'm very curious about the volume. Yeah, lots of bull volume. All right, I don't like this chart overall. This wick tells me that we have some selling pressure. People are already interested in taking profits. So it looks like a typical run up, pump and dump type of thing. But then again, it's Tupperware. It's not low volume. So there's lots of 200 million shares being traded, 4-hour time frame. If you are going to be looking for a long entry, you want to see some 4-hour higher lows. You want to see the bulls lose their hourly levels, but defend basically 184. Best case scenario, lower high under 375, into EQ, into bear break, into daily higher lows. If you're going to be playing this one, you want to be looking for some intraday levels to stop out against. So let the bulls do a little bit of their action. If you can try to play the opening print, first 5-minute candlestick, you can try to do that methodology that was shared in Lori's paper. I don't remember the title of it. Essentially, first 5 minutes, pick a direction, stop out at the low of that candlestick. 375 resistance, I'd be watching for aggressive shorting at that level. There are definitely people going to be waiting and stocking there. If you get a breakout above it, just fine. Don't buy that breakout. Try to buy the 5-minute higher low that follows. Stop out at a failure to set a new high. Yeah, if you want to join Chart Guys, you should. Lori's in there all the time. You think you get good Lori stuff right now with the pregame show? You're crazy. This is where you get the extra Lori knowledge, the stuff that can't be contained in the Chart Guys, where she's just got to get so much info out. She said, I need a whole other show, guys. I can't. This is not enough for me. I got too much love to give, too much information to share. I'm going to spin up my own show, get up at 4:30, 3:30 in the morning, 2:30. I don't care. And I'm just going to start talking about charts. So if you want some more of that, it's in the Chart Guys. You like the little shtick I got? I'm in there too. What we got? Dinsey, we got Lamont, we have Joey, we got, there's a fellow named Dan you probably heard about. There's a lot of people in there, way smarter than I am, who have a lot of knowledge. And collectively, we built up, we spend a little time on the charts. We've been here for a little bit, and we love what we do. So if you want a community of people who love the charts and love learning about the charts and haven't really stopped loving or learning for like the last 8 years together, that's the place. I'm a little bit biased, but hey, I think that's the place. Lusmore, I know you're in the chart, guys. You can ask the DINs for Tilray. Tesla, sure. We covered Tesla, didn't we? Maybe not. Tesla is not our friend right now. So we have a daily lower high. We have an indecision candlestick here. We had our higher open and then a crush. So I'm going to be very cautiously watching for a short on Tesla because I don't like the mid-range level. I don't like what the chart is doing overall. And we are at risk of setting a lower low on the weekly time frame for the first time in quite a while. So the daily chart is not in the direction of the weekly chart, mid-range open. If we see market weakness, then Tesla is positioned pretty well for a hourly lower high. And then we're going to be more confident about that drop on the break of yesterday's low into a test of 254.12. Okay, I do have to go now because I need to get ready for the DINS show. That's starting in 5 minutes. So thank you so much for watching. If you need ticker requests, if you go to chartguys.com, click on that membership button. We will cover your ticker requests every morning, 3 times a day and beyond, because that's what we like to do. Thank you for watching. I appreciate it, and your comments and all those like buttons. And also thank you for watching all of the stuff we do. We do a lot of videos, we put out a lot of tweets, or sorry about that. We put out a lot of X's, and what are we supposed to call that now? It's not tweeting anymore. Are we going to get in trouble if we call it tweeting? Check out our X's. That doesn't work. That doesn't work. I don't know. We'll figure it out. Have a good day, guys. And if I don't talk to you in the chart